excited. I want to get some really cool stuff.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started with roll call. Sean Taylor.
Here.
Lee Hodgen.
Here.
Lisa Jones.
Here.
Eric Lugers.
Here.
I am here. We do have a quorum. First item, approval of minutes from the January 23rd, 2026 meeting. We have a motion for approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have all kinds of stuff
Y'all
going
are
on.
on it.
I know we got a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? So the minutes are approved. No old business, so we'll move to new business with our compliance cases.
Yeah, so we are starting compliance. We have about half of them this month. We'll have the other half next month. Overall, I think you guys are going to be very pleased. It seems like we've come out of the COVID slump. Finally, things are really starting to percolate and do well. We have a few things to discuss on a few of these companies, but the majority are pretty good. Starting with Ishan, out on Bartram Parkway, they are up by 8 employees from the estimate that they were going to have. They are well above in their wages. This was one of those companies that took a little bit of convincing to understand $16 is not really going to get it. They've got it, and they're doing very well. They are also above in their personal property estimates.
Okay, any discussion? Do we have a motion for compliance?
Motion to approve KC 2026-01 Ishan.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? So that we do find them in compliance. Next is C 2026-05 Dual Tech.
Yes, so Dual Tech is another one that is doing very, very well. They are also above in their wage estimates. In their employment, they're above by 11. In their wage estimates, they are also well above, and they are also above in their personal property investments.
Any discussion? And do we have a motion for compliance?
Motion to approve KC 2026-05 Dual Tech in compliance.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we find them in compliance. And now we'll move to C 2026-11 and 12 IBC Advanced Alloys.
IBC Advanced Alloys has been an interesting company. They have completed the expansion that they were working on. They are above their estimates for their investment. However, they are below quite a bit by 21 in their employees. Their wages are pretty much what they said that they were going to pay. They have kind of had some turmoil in employees. It seems like they would hire some and then lose some and then hire some and then lose some, and it just kind of kept going back and forth. Last year, they did have a lot of their managerial staff. They had 2 retire, 2 leave to go somewhere else, so they're kind of regrouped and started over. But again, this year they are still below in their employment and wages.
Given that they're below, I think it may be a good idea to have them come in.
We can certainly do that.
Any comments or discussion on that?
I would agree with that.
Agreed.
Okay, so we'll move to get a motion to table these cases and bring them in for the April meeting. Do we have a motion?
So move.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? So we will ask, no, it's approved. So we will ask them to come in for the April
For
meeting.
April meeting, yes, I will have them do that.
All right, so we've got C 2026-13 Innovative 3D. I think we've got to take this one separate.
Yes, this first one was based on their old property located at 600 International Drive. Well above in everything. They did exactly what they said they were going to do on personal property, well above in wages and estimates. This was, and again, this information is based on their work that was done at 600 International. So that's why this abatement's a little different.
Any discussion on that one? And do we have a motion for compliance?
So move.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and we'll take the next two cases, C 2026-15 and, I'm sorry, 14 and
14 and
it's new
15.
technology here, my goodness. 14 and 15 together.
15. Yes, so this is the real and personal property abatements for their new facility. It's 91 Linville Way. It is 99.9% completed. They have moved everything in. They're doing some final finishing touches, but very excited. These numbers will change. This remaining 500,000 will have been spent by the time we get through to the end. It's just, this was because of the in-between years. That's why it stopped there. Personal property is continuing to do well. Also, they're above already by 7 employees from what they thought they were going to be a year and a half ago, and they are definitely above in wages.
Okay, any discussion or a motion for compliance on these two cases?
Move to approve.
Jack, second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance for those two cases. And we'll move to C 2026-17, LA Crossroads.
Yes, I think your firm stance with LA Crossroads was successful. They were the very first company to turn their CF1 in, so they are in full compliance with everything that they were required to do.
Any discussion or a motion for compliance?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance. And C 2026-18, Laurel Properties.
Yes, this is the building that Dual Tech is located in, so these employment numbers are Dual Tech's numbers. So we're really looking at the real property for Laurel Properties, and as you can see, they are above in their estimates for investment.
Any discussion or a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and we'll go to C 2026-19 and 20 for Malarkey Roofing.
Malarkey is coming along quite well. The mayor and I were actually by there yesterday and commented about just how large that building really looks and the work that they're doing. It's pretty amazing. They still anticipate being on schedule, being in the building by the end of this year, so that's when you're going to see more of the personal property, real property. I think they're going to definitely be well above. They have already started hiring a few of their management people and doing some things like that. They are definitely planning on doing a big push for hire later this summer.
So is that why the salaries were $76 was all management?
It was all management. Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, Chris and I were going to be putting our names in the hat.
Yeah, it does look like it's coming along fine. Any discussion or motion on those two cases?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and we'll go to C 2026-35 for patch development.
I think we can take 35 and 36 together.
Okay.
This is for the building that orthodontics is in. Oh my gosh, my mind just went.
G&H?
Thank you, G&H. I kept thinking GMI. I was like, no, G&H there. So we will get employment numbers from G&H. I have not received those yet. They should be here in the next couple of weeks. So I have been in discussions with them about that. But as far as patch is concerned for the real property, this is solely for the real property abatement. If you will remember, this was originally the Shell building. So when these abatements came about, there were no employment numbers attached to those. So the employment numbers really fall on G&H, not patch. But Patch has completed the building, obviously, everything moved in, and they have definitely met their investment numbers.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on this or a motion for compliance for C 2026-35 and 36?
Move to approve 2026, 35, and 36.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and we'll move to C 2026-38 for Pure Development.
So the first one is for the build out, for the shell building, for the portion of that full building. They were above in their investments. They met, again, because this was done as a shell, there were no employment numbers attached to it. The employment comes in with the Pure Development, the next abatement. So do you want to take those together, or do you want?
We can take them together. then.
Okay. So the second one then, this is for the building that has been partially leased. So there is still, I think about half of the building is still available, and they're continuing to work on that. So Ryder Logistics is in there. They have 43 employees. There were no estimates on the number of employees. It was just that there would be employees. So we really don't have any base numbers, but we do want to try to see at least what's going on in there. It is a more baseline logistics company than some of our other logistics companies, so that is reflected in the pay.
Okay. Any other discussion or a motion for C 2026-38 and 55?
Move to approve 2026-38 and 2026-55.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance. And so we'll go to 2026-43, Rapid Prototype and Engineering.
So this is the last remaining of Rapid Prototyping's, for the company, Rapid Prototyping's abatements. They had two other abatements that were completed. Their original real and their personal property were completed. This is the personal property that they are continuing to invest in and bring in. They have started partially, as you can see, they've got about half of the investment. This was started late last summer. They anticipate having the rest of it by this summer. It took about a year to get all of that equipment in and get everything together. They are down by one. I did talk to Alex Martin, and he said they had one gentleman that left them in December. So they are going to hire for his position as well as the other new employee. So they are actively working to hire those.
Okay. Any discussion or a motion for approval on case C 2026-43?
Move to approve KC 2026-43.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance. And we'll go to C 2026-49 and 50 for Shelby Gravel.
Shelby Gravel is another company that is continuing to grow and to do well. They are above in all of their investment numbers. They are above in their employment numbers and well above in their salaries.
Just a comment on them. I noticed in their letter that they said because of what they did with their new facility that they were able to do the Malarkey facility. So I thought that was pretty neat how it all kind of comes full
they're
circle.
very excited about being able to have done that.
It's a lot of concrete.
That's a lot of concrete.
So do we have any more discussion or a motion on cases C 2026-49 and 50?
Move to approve 2026, 49, and 50 in compliance.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance. And so we'll do 2026-51 Sunbeam.
So this is the building at 180 Bartram Parkway. This was the first million square footer that Sunbeam did for us here. As you can see, they are above in all of their investment in the real property. This was where Energizer was. They left, as we know. Not all of the space, but a good portion of the space has been taken by DHL. They do still have some space available for lease in that building, and they're actively marketing that remaining portion. Because this was built as a spec, there are no employment numbers with this.
Okay, any other discussion or a motion on KC 2026-51?
Move to approve KC 2026-51.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and we'll go to C 2026-52.
This is the build-out that was specific to what Energizer had needed. So this is for the same building, but this portion is the build-out. But again, there were no employment numbers attached to the build-out on this. With this, the employment numbers were attached to the personal property. And if you will recall, we rescinded that abatement when Energizer left.
Okay, any other discussion or a motion?
Move to approve 2026-52.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we find them in compliance, and then we'll go to C 2026-53 for Sunbeam.
This was their second building. This is the one at 120 Jim Black Road where Amazon is now located. Again, this was built as a spec, so there are no employment numbers. But the building is full, Amazon is working, and there's a lot of cars out there.
And am I correct that Amazon also did a build-out in there and
They
didn't ask for
did.
any?
They did not ask for any of it. They almost gutted and redid the building. They added on to it. They did the parking. They did a tremendous amount of work and did not ask for an abatement. They also did not ask for an abatement for any of their personal property.
Okay. Any other discussion or motion on case C 2026-53?
Move to approve KC-2026-53.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and we'll go to C 2026-54 for Sunbeam.
So this is Sunbeam's third building that is with us. This is the 1 million square footer. This was the building that Prime Beverage was hoping to lease and move into. Unfortunately, that is changing. That is not going to be happening. Prime is actively looking for a different location. Spent a lot of time talking to them. Krista and I both have. So actually, a lot of us have, because they've been asking a lot of different questions, very good questions. So as of now, that building is still available. The mayor, Krista and I had a conference call with Sunbeam, and they are actively working to get this, and they told the mayor that they felt like they had some very good prospects. So hopefully, we'll see some movement on that building soon.
Okay. Any discussion on that one or a motion?
Move to approve 2026-54 with just eyes on it next year if no one's in the building.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance with a watch on it.
I just have one question on that. The negative in the real property improvements, is that basically going to be used for build out?
Yes.
Probably, okay.
Yes.
All right, so we'll go to 2026-02 NSK waiver of noncompliance.
This one was one of those real surprises when we realized that they had not, NSK, both NSK Precision and NSK Americas have been an excellent company. We have never had issues with any of their compliance work, any of their abatements, or anything like that. This one was, I think they got misinformed about a few things. They have been doing the build out on the expansion for their property. They were told that they could file the Form 322 at the same time that they filed the CF1. And that's not true. That actually needed to be filed back last summer. They did not realize that. When I contacted them, they immediately contacted me, and literally the same day, they got me the information that I needed. They turned it in, they apologized, they sent the form to the county, so the county's aware. This was just one of those weird oversight things. I think they just misunderstood or were misinformed by the county on when they needed to turn this in. And
Okay, any discussion on that? Questions? I mean, I don't see any problems with granting a waiver of noncompliance on that one.
No, they've been really good
Yep.
to the community.
Do we have a motion to grant a waiver of noncompliance for NSK on case 2026-02?
Motion to grant a waiver for KC 202602 NSK waiver.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do grant that waiver to them.
So they will have, NSK America and NSK Precision will have all of their CF1s for us in April. They just wanted to get this out of the way first and then bring that in, so they will have everything.
Okay.
Okay.
So next is 2026-03, waiver of noncompliance, WK Investments, and also KC 2026-41.
So WK Investments is the owner of the building that Rapid Prototyping is in. Will Harvey, who is the W portion of WK, actually owned Rapid Prototyping with Casey Myers. They sold it, so that's why there's two separate areas. Will and Casey own the building, so the real property falls under them. They were doing the build-out for the expansion, and they did the sale of the building. It kind of all happened roughly at the same time and did the final sale and everything. So in the process, honestly, they missed this Form 322. It's because of that partial abatement, the way the county does partial abatements. Will thought he had time to just wait and do it all at the same time, do Form 322 for everything. He did not realize he was gonna actually have to do two because of the partial abatement, so he did not file. He's another one, as soon as I contacted him, he called me that night at home and was like, oh, I can't believe I did this was such a mess. The very next day, I had the paperwork, so he was very prompt and very responsive in getting this fixed.
Any discussion on that one? I have no problem granting a waiver on that one either. So do we have a motion to grant the waiver to WK Investments, case EDC 2026-03?
Motion to grant the waiver, EDC 2026-03.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do grant that waiver.
This is actually the next one, then 2641 is his CF1 compliance form that he sent in. As you can see, they are above by employees by 13. They are well above in wages, and he is above, that should say real property, I apologize. He is above in his real property investment.
Yeah, everything looks good on this. Do we have a motion for compliance on case C 2026-41?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance as well. So we're halfway done.
We're halfway done, which is good.
Other business, April meeting, date change. We're going to have the meeting on Tuesday, April 21st at 9 a.m., right?
Yes.
So everybody can sleep in.
Yes, everybody can sleep
Okay.
in. So yes, so thank you for your patience with that and being able to move that back a week.
Yep. Okay, any other discussions, comments? We are going to move to executive session briefly after taking a very short break after this meeting. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 We are adjourned.